Mental health has been a topic of discussion for centuries. For the most part, individuals suffering from mental health issues were shunned and locked away in asylums, treated with harsh punishment and drugs. However, the 20th century marked a time of increased awareness about mental health and its importance. Several internationally recognised organisations, such as the World Health Organization, were founded to tackle mental health issues. Laws were passed to protect individuals from discrimination and abuse, while awareness campaigns were launched to reduce stigma and encourage individuals to seek help. In the last 3 years, the number of people seeking help for mental health conditions has continued to rise in the wake of the COVID pandemic, and it has been suggested that the effects of this will impact society for years to come. This short video will look to understand what our mental health is, how mental health can become mental health illness, the possible causes and treatments, before finally looking to understand the stigma attached to mental health and how together we can start to reduce the effects of this form of discrimination. So what is mental health? Well, the World Health Organization defined the term as a person's psychological, social and emotional well-being. To have a good state of mental health is an important part of life, as it directly affects the way we think, the way we feel and the way we act, whilst determining how well we cope in a stressful situation, relate to others and the choices we make. However, having good mental health does not mean feeling good all the time. We have our ups and downs, and life is full of unavoidable risks, worries and losses, and they affect everybody. Sometimes these difficult feelings will pass quickly and we bounce back, but sometimes we struggle. Don't panic though, it can happen to any of us, and you're not alone. The World Health Organization states that there are 450 million people globally that suffer with a mental health difficulty. In the UK, there are just short of 1.5 million registered cases where the sufferer is receiving specialist help, but there are many more unregistered and not receiving help. This makes mental health illness one of the highest causes of health and disability issues in the UK. If the definition of mental health is the well-being of a person's psychological, social and emotional state, a mental health illness can be defined as the breakdown of one of those functions. Many mental health difficulties can resolve themselves over time, but in the event they do not, they can develop into a more serious problem and become a mental health illness where the sufferer will need to seek the help of a medical professional. There are many types of mental health illness, and they all encompass a large number of symptoms and challenges. According to statistics from the Mental Health Foundation, it is estimated that 1 in 6 people in the UK will experience a diagnosable mental health illness each week, with a quarter of all adults in the UK experience a mental health problem in any given year. Mental health illnesses can range from mild symptoms to full-blown conditions such as depression, anxiety and bipolar disorder. There are a wide variety of mental health illnesses that affect the people in the UK, with depression being the most common, affecting around 1 in every 10 adults. Anxiety is also very common, affecting 1 in 5 adults, while bipolar disorder affects around 1 in every 100 people. So what causes a mental health difficulty? Well, they can be caused by a variety of factors. These can include biological, psychological or environmental influences. Biological factors refer to the physical aspects of mental health and can include brain chemistry, hormones or other biological processes. Psychological factors that also affect mental health, and these can include stress, trauma, personal relationships and life events. Environmental factors refer to things like poverty, discrimination and lack of access to services. Mental health illnesses can have a major effect on your life and your overall well-being, but there is help available to you. It's important to seek help if you are struggling, and getting that help can be difficult and overwhelming, but there are several options available to you. First off, it's important to be honest and open about your struggles. Talk to family, friends or other trusted people in your life about how you're feeling and what you're going through. If you're more comfortable talking to a professional, consider reaching out to a therapist like myself, psychologist or psychiatrist. These professionals can help you with a safe space to talk about your experience and develop a personalised plan to help. You may also want to reach out to a mental health organisation such as the Samaritans or Mind. Both offer a variety of resources including support groups and helplines, and they can provide you with information on local mental health services and resources. Finally, it's important to take care of yourself. Make sure you get enough sleep, eat healthy and exercise regularly. Taking care of your physical health will help you manage your mental health. Set realistic goals, practice relaxation techniques, and make time for activities you enjoy. Getting help for mental health illnesses can be a difficult and daunting process, but there are many resources available to you. It is important to be honest and open about your struggles and take care of yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. With the right support, you can find the help you need to manage a mental health illness. So what is stigma? Well, in its simplest form, it's an attitude or belief that negatively characterises a group or individual due to many factors, and these do include an individual's mental health. These attitudes and beliefs can lead to discrimination, judgment, and exclusion of those deemed to be less than or different. Stigma is typically based off of stereotypes and misinformation, which can lead to prejudice. It's a form of discrimination and can have significant impact on an individual's quality of life. It is estimated that nearly 9 out of every 10 individuals living with mental health issues experience negative impacts from stigma and discrimination. These can range from social exclusion, lack of access to employment, or lack of access to adequate housing. Additionally, stigma and discrimination can worsen a mental health issue and impede the process of getting the necessary help. Social isolation, poverty, and unemployment are all associated with mental health issues, creating a continuous cycle of illness. Moreover, individuals with mental health issues may also face other forms of stigma, such as those related to race, gender, sexuality, and disability, leading to an even more difficult life experience. So why are people with mental health problems discriminated against? Well, stereotypes and media reports can contribute to discrimination against people with mental health problems. Stereotypes can lead to assumptions that people with mental health issues should be treated differently or that they are dangerous or weak. Media reports also give a distorted view on mental health, creating the impression that people with mental health issues are dangerous or unable to lead normal lives. This is what leads to discrimination in employment, housing, and many other areas of life. So what can we do about stigma and discrimination? Well, it's time to take a stand and challenge the stigma surrounding mental health. It's important to recognise the damaging effects of mental health stigma and to work towards reducing it. This can be done by increasing education and awareness of mental health disorders, as well as providing support and resources to those who are affected. The Time to Change campaign in Wales is the first national campaign aimed at ending the stigma and discrimination for those affected by mental health difficulties. They have just received funding to continue their work into 2025, and there are plenty of resources available on their website to help achieve their mission. It's important to have conversations about mental health too, and make sure that those who suffer are not made to feel like they are alone. Through increased understanding and acceptance, we can create a society where those who suffer from mental health disorders are accepted and supported. It is only through understanding and acceptance that we can reduce the stigma that surrounds mental health and create an environment of understanding, compassion, and support. Let's make a difference and work together to create a more understanding and stigma-free world.
So much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way, but now these days are gone and I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the door. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. out the door.